Good evening. You are tuned into Outside the Box, our daily show that has given you the opportunity to interact directly with political party candidates. We are only now literally 6 days away from the general elections, and hype is building up. And we thought we'd add to that with a debate between Sivia and Qoro from the People's Democratic Party up against Dr. Rohit Kishore from the Fiji Labour Party. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Thank you. Now, Dr. Kishore, everything sorted out with your passport and Fijian identity, and have you sort of made peace with Rajendra Chaudhary?
Well, I have not made peace with him. I mean, I don't think that I had to, but everything's always been in order.
Okay. Well, next question is for you. Mr. Mahendra Chaudhary's picture is all over the place, on billboards and posters. What's your view on this? He's not a candidate in these elections.
Yeah, he's not a candidate, but he's still the leader of the party. And he's guiding us through this election till the polling day.
Okay. Do you think he'll have an impact on the decisions of Indo-Fijians come polling day on September 17th?
Well, yes, people see his experience, and there's a lot of people think that he is still a very good leader. I mean, and he should have been contesting with us. Unfortunately, he's not there. So yes. Yeah.
Or do you see yourself as the man who should be leading the pack?
We haven't decided that, and we will decide that when we come to the parliamentary caucus, the people who are elected to go in the parliament. That's what the decision been taken by the party.
Okay. Ms. Sivia, you are the deputy PDP party leader, a former FLP member, served as Minister for Commerce in the Garissa government. Now, your leader Felix Anthony was also part of the Labour Party. Is PDP a party formed by those like you and Felix who defected from the FLP?
I don't think we should use the word defected. Things have changed. We have different aspirations, and we do move on, and that's where we are right now.
Okay, but did you not think that FLP can win Indo-Fijian seats in this election?
That's not what I think. Our focus now is where PDP is concerned, and what we are going to do to be able to win the number of seats that we are envisaging to win.
Okay. Is your party prepared to go into coalition with Labour if it wins some seats in the next parliament?
The discussions on coalitions will come after the election. It's something that we will have to approach when that time is right.
Exactly.
Same with us, and I think it's like every party is saying the same thing. Right. There is no pre-election coalition with anyone.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, majority of Indo-Fijians shifted to Labour in the 1999 elections. All right. Now, do you think Indo-Fijians still have the special place in their hearts for Labour Party?
I cannot speak for the Labour Party, but what I can speak for is what PDP stands for. And in that, we have done our best. We have gone out there to actively campaign where both Indo and indigenous Fijians are concerned.
Exactly. Dr. Kishore, do you think Indo-Fijians still have that special place in their heart for Labour Party?
They do, because they believe in our foundation and principle of the party and the history that we have helped. 2 times we were in government, and both times we attempted to help the basic people, the farmers, the laborers, and for that reason, yes, they do.
Now, and do you think Indo-Fijians have forgotten the infamous 1997 event between Jairam Reddy and Chitiveni Rambuka, who was then the first coup leader of this country? And do you think that event, which worked out well with the FLP then, has been marred by Mr. Chaudhary's $2 million saga?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the focus right now in people's mind is very much the basic day-to-day living things. Things like high cost of living, poverty, housing, water. I mean, I've been campaigning for some time now, and the basic thing we find is water problem. Like I can name all that area in Singatoka along Viri and Ikeli and all this area. Severe water problem. The basic thing, water, people still don't have. So I think we're finding that people are more concerned about these basic problems that they're facing daily than other issues which have been blown out of proportion, I would say.
Right. So, do you think the Indo-Fijians will trust the FLP better than NFP or vice versa, because of the compromise Jerem Reddy and Rambuka got into in 1997?
Well, I think the result, you know very well what the result was. And I think what I find from this campaign, majority of our supporters don't see it that way. What they want is, they want a good government. They want a government which is prudent management of the economic, content and prudent management of the economic, which Labour Party proven in 1999 and 2000, and we turned around the economy from almost negative to 9.6%. So that's what people are looking at. People want good government who can do the basic things right. Right now, all of us know that there's a major problem is high cost of living. Okay. And I think people are concerned.
Well, we'll come to that in the next segment. Yes, but do you think Fiji First has taken over the prominence as far as Indo-Fijian votes are concerned?
Well, they're portraying to do so, and they're doing that by a big media drum up. And there's a lot of noise. I wouldn't say news. There's news, but a lot of noise. And that is echoing through as if it is like that. But we are going on the ground, and that's the best. Like, some of us were also thinking like that before. Right. But after campaigning is a very good barometer where we find out all this.
Sivia, do you think if PDP has managed to convince a large number of Indo-Fijian votes recently in its campaign?
Mika, what I can say is that in terms of our experience on the ground, having to talk to people, making that connection with people, having a rapport with people, and talking to them about the issues that really affects their daily lives, you do see that there is a turnaround where people are concerned. The politics, the issues of the past, whilst it may have some kind of bearing, I must say people are now more focused on the future.
All right.
As to what the future holds for them.
So do you think Indo-Fijians will find some kind of comfort with PDP?
I believe they will. I believe they will. We stand for workers' rights. We stand for the rights of people. In terms, we are concerned about the poverty level in this country, the unemployment level in this country. So, those are the kind of issues that resonates with people.
Do you see PDP as having an equal match to FLP in these elections?
I will not compare ourselves to FLP. What I can say is that PDP is making inroads into where the countries are concerned, where the people and the voters are concerned.
Thank you, Andy Sivia. Stay with us. We continue the discussion right after this short break. Welcome back. Remember, you can join us discussion live tonight by texting in your questions to 3599 or call our studio line 3302-100. Now, back to the discussion. But before that, there's a text question from one of our viewers, Dr. Kishore. Now, you did tell us in our first interview on Out of the Box that you were not. Were you sacked from USP?
I was not.
You were, and you showed the papers, right?
Yes.
But you were part of the Bainimarama regime.
Yes.
And you left later. But the viewer's question is, how can people trust you with that kind of background? Because you were with them, and then you're out, and you're contesting elections.
Well, I was a civil servant,
okay.
and there were other thousands of civil servants like me there. Okay. So it has nothing to do with Bainimarama government. Any other government would have come, I would have still been a civil servant working for PSC like any other civil servant.
Now
they should ask that question to the PDP leader. Okay. That how can they trust you?
Okay. Now Sani from Motok is on the line. Sani, go ahead and ask your question. Your question, Sani.
Yeah, I just want to lately.
Yes, Sani, your question.
You say that he is fighting for the Hawker strike. Mr. Anthony has been in delegate for so many years. So many times the Hawker strike has been cut down. What he is doing and how people have portrayed in him.
Okay. I think the question from Sani is what is Anthony doing with the pay cut of workers?
Well, right now we have, where pay cuts are concerned, we are ruled by a government that is I think we all acknowledge the fact that we are in a military government, and that's the play of things and how it plays out. That's how it is in terms of pay cuts. What else can you do in those kinds?
Well, candidates, we go to the issue of this segment, which is cost of living. Now, do you think the prices of sugar, liquid bottled milk, and powdered milk, locally produced tin fish, flour, dal, rice, and biscuits have increased significantly? Do you think?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, that's what the statistics show, and that's what people are feeling it too in their pockets.
And the Sivia?
It has really skyrocketed, and it's not in terms of the pay that people are receiving. They almost cannot afford to buy this basic stuff.
Yeah, and these are essential items in a family's shopping list every week or fortnightly. Now, can the price tags of these items be reversed if your parties form the next government?
If I can, one of the things that PDP hopes to do, and one of the things that we will need to engage with the Ministry of the FIRCA, is to look at what is available, or what is the basic food items that's used mostly by people who live on the poverty line and below. And let's see how we can either decrease some of the prices of these things where VAT is concerned, or review some of the VAT charges in these basic food items.
Right. Dr. Qoro, very short before we go to the call on the line.
Yeah, it can be reduced. I mean, some of the items have
the
import items have gone up because of the devaluation.
Right.
And also, I think, I keep thinking about this, is a wholesale end. The pricing of the wholesale end is a problem. That's where we must fix it. There is lack of competition at the wholesale end of the pricing.
Okay, now let's take a call from Reginald, I think from Suva. Bola Reginald, your question.
Bola, just want to ask your guest, is there anything at all regarding the developments in the last 7 years of this government that they would like to thank the government for? Thank you.
Okay, you heard Reginald? Okay, is anything that you'd like to thank this government for, the development it has done in the last few years?
Well,
sure?
No. Well, towards the end.
Why? You were part of it. You were part of it.
Well, I was part of the civil servant, not part of this government as a minister. I was part of the civil servant doing the job. But if you look at now, this government, they only started doing things the last 1 or 2 years when they're preparing for the election.
Yeah, but
before that time. Before that time, they were very much trying to control people's freedom and the PER decree and whatnot, media freedom. You should know the media freedom decree and everything.
No, you were a senior member of government, and you were part of some of these policies. And do you agree that they've done something good?
Well, that time we were trying to do something. Yeah, in the beginning we were trying to do something good, and they derailed. I would say they derailed completely, and they went more into damage control. There was survival and damage control. I think that's where.
And Sivia, would you thank this government for some development that they've done?
Mika, I'm not sure whether the word thank you is warranted here, because when you look at an issue, you need to look at it in totality. Whilst there's been infrastructure development, one needs to ask the question, where is this infrastructure development being funded from? I think that is the basic question one needs to ask. And if it's focusing on things that's not producing employment, creation and income generation in this country, that's some of the questions we need to ask.
Do you not think that free education, free transport and free milk for class 1 students will eventually produce those, do you think?
I think at the end of the day, the freebies that's given out to the people is not what needs to be the focus of an economic policy. What we need to look at is employment creation for our own people who can then able to live and be able to afford their own living and raise their standard of living.
Do you think people have the buying power now in Fiji, around the country?
I don't think they do.
Why?
We have a lot of people that are now still living under the poverty line. We still have people that are, in terms of the income that they are receiving, that is not being able to lift their standard of living or be able to buy what they for them to be able to buy. Okay.
Now, on last question on this, will your parties cut off any ongoing development or any talks of international negotiations if your parties come to power?
No, we will not cut development. We'll do more developments, and we'll do it in a very accountable manner, accountable and transparent manner. And like the infrastructure grant, 1 billion. There is no accountability of it. Where's the money coming? Where is it going? And things like that.
Okay. Dr. Andy Sivia?
In terms of development, we will continue to what the focus of our economic policies is this really employment creation?
Okay.
That's where we need to ask the question, where is this in terms of the economic activities that's being produced now, whether it's really creating employment.
Let's take our last caller in this segment, Kishore from Kinoya. Rajesh, beg your pardon. Rajesh, your question, please.
Okay, I would like to ask, like, if you've seen the Beni Marama government has done a lot of wonderful things without getting any aid from any other country. You know, and this, the lady...
What's the question, Rajesh?
Pardon?
What is your question?
My question is that, what do you call that, she said that she shouldn't thank them because they have done nothing good, but if you see, they have done wonderful things without getting any aid from any other country.
Rajesh is saying, Fiji First has done a lot of things. It should be appreciated. Can you do what Fiji First has been doing without aid?
I think the question, the fundamental question that needs to be asked, where is this being funded from? And that's a question that we all need to ask.
Can you raise the same question?
Yes, mismanagement, the huge mismanagement of the economy and the Fiji First.
Thank you, sir. Now, don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the short break. Welcome back. Remember, you can join the discussion live by texting in your questions to 3599 or call our studio line 3302-100. Now, let's get right back into it. First, a question, text question from one of our viewers. What has your party done to win the confidence of people in these elections? Adi Sivia?
Well, first of all, we have our stated manifesto that is here, and we have outlined the economic policies that we're going to undertake. And that's focusing on both investment incentives, focusing on labor, focusing on land resources, and in terms of government. Those are the things that we have put out and some of the things that we believe will work.
Dr. Kishore?
We're telling people about our very content and prudent economic management for past times, and we're also trying to help people come up with the economic development, like taking away high cost of doing business, for example, in this country. A lot of hidden taxes and charges, stamp duty. I wrote the article, papers didn't publish, but I see they bring it out very quickly. Things like that. So small businesses are suffering. So a lot of things we want to do, and a lot of bread and butter issues like high unemployment, high cost of living, high poverty, housing issues. LTA is a big problem on people, basic needs.
So those are
like
issues
water.
you think people should have the confidence?
We're trying to find solutions, and we're telling people that we'll do these things. And
now,
we can do this.
Okay, to the land issue, which is the issue of this last segment. Do your parties think it is a critical issue of this election? Do you think, Auntie Sivia, land?
Where land issues is concerned, it is a critical issue. We have heard repeatedly from the current regime that we should not politicize land. I believe it is everything that we do in life has a political dimension, and land is an integral part of our institutions. So it is something that we need to discuss openly and thoroughly.
Okay. Do you think that, Dr. Kishore, voters should disregard the land in this as a critical issue?
No, they should not, because if you see the previous constitutions, I think Itoke land in particular was well protected, and here alienation of Itoke land is an issue for the Itoke brothers and sisters. And I think on the other side, you look at the Indo-Fijians, we want stability of land leases so that we continue our farming and things. I don't think this constitution answers those critical questions on both sides.
Thank you, Doctor. Since the caller on the line, Bula Binaka Yado, your question.
Bula Binaka, gentlemen and ladies. My name is Yado, and I have a question for the ladies and gentlemen.
Right. What's your question?
The question is, do you think that the absence of parliamentary debate in democracy makes it easy to get things done or to serve people easier?
Do you think parliamentary debate makes things easier for things to be done?
I think the big question here is about transparency and accountability. A government that is in place needs to be voted in by the people and is accountable to the people. At the end of the day, a government that is in place is there for the people, and it is accountable to the people and therefore answerable to the people. It does not necessarily mean that it will be difficult, but there needs to be consultations on the way. There needs to be dialogue with the people, because a government does not exist on its own. It exists because the people voted it in.
Sure,
yes, consultation and consensus is a must. We should not make law by way of decree overnight. That has been happening. That must stop, and a parliament will stop that, where things will be debated and bills will be passed and debated, and good law will come, good economic policies will come, which will be in a consensus to everyone.
No. What are your views about the 2013 Constitution in regards to indigenous rights over land and guarantee on security over native land? Dr. Kishore, would you like to take the first question?
Well, if you look at 27 and 28, Section 27 and 28, the acquisition of land for public purposes, and the other one, alienation of land, I think there are issues which probably needs to be discussed well. See, this is what the parliament is all about. You should not bring out especially sensitive and critical laws like this. This should have been debated, widely debated and consulted, and we would have probably achieved a better result.
Sivia?
Mick, I think the biggest issue in here is the lack of consultation with people that are intricately involved, and it does touch their life. Most of the changes that has been introduced have not been discussed with people. It has been imposed on people, and we need consultations with people. At the end of the day, it affects their life. It's a very essence, or it forms the identity of people. And there needs to be consultation on these issues if we want changes to be done.
No, if you say that that's how the 2013 Constitution is, do you think the Constitution guarantees an end to the coup culture?
I don't think it does.
Why?
We need to have democracy in place. We need to give people the right to be able to vote and have their say in the government that that they elect to run the government for them. There needs to be, there is no guarantee whatsoever that there will be no coup where this constitution is concerned.
I don't know how a constitution can guarantee no coup when constitutions previously have been abrogated. This government abrogated the 1997 constitution and previously again, so there is no guarantee.
Well, final question, do you think PDP is better than FLP in this election, and FLP, do you think you are better than them in this election?
I think we're the best.
I think we are the ones that the people will vote for.
Thank you. And that's all for tonight. We continue our debate series tomorrow, and we will be featuring another 2 candidates who are vying for your vote. So join us in the discussion again tomorrow and make it count. Good evening.